This is Jahiliyyah. There's no such thing as the Islamic bomb. This was invented by another religion. It wasn't invented by Muslims. This was invented by Lilienthal, Einstein. Einstein spent the rest of his life trying to fight against nuclear proliferation. Here's what we're dealing with. These are nuclear warheads. US, Russia, look at Israel, 200. Kennedy tried to stop that. He didn't want the Israelis to get nuclear weapons. But they have it now. This is our world that we're living in. This is the sword of Demosthenes hanging over our heads. Say, can't do what our ancestors did. Look at this street. Look at these people who are living in peace. Look at this street. These are human beings. There's their houses. You just think about your neighborhood getting bombed right now. Think about your going and seeing your 5-year-old child covered in rubble. What that means, what that'll do to your heart. And our Prophet prohibited destroying buildings. He prohibited muthla. Don't you think bombs are mutilation? Our Prophet prohibited mutilating the bodies because our body is built in the sacred form of the first human being, Adam alayhi salam. It's ala suratihi. It's in his form. It's a sacred image. The face is sacred. And blowing up a person and to bits, getting on a bus and blowing up people, this is something our Prophet would have said, yes, by all means. Imam al-Bukhari in Bab al-Fitna, Tamuju kamawj al-Bahar. He said the fitan will come like waves of the ocean, one after another. Ibn Uyayna said on Khalaf ibn Hawshab that whenever the fitan used to come, this is what the Sahaba recited. They didn't recite the Quran. They went to the poets. Isn't this interesting? This is in Sahih al-Bukhari. They went to the poets. And this is what they would recite. Al-harbu awwalu ma takunu fatiyatan. When war first shows up, it's like a beautiful, decked out woman. Tas'a bi zinatiha li kulli jahuli. She's decked out to seduce every young ignoramus. Hatta idha ishta'alat wa shabba diramuha, until the conflagration of war bursts into flames and gets out of hand. Wallat ajuzan ghayra dhati halili. She shows herself to be an old hag without any husband. And all apologies to the ladies. This is Arab Jahili poetry, remember. There's beautiful older ladies as well. Shamta'a yunkaru lawnaha wa taghayyarat. She's gross. The beautiful skin now is wrinkled and old. Makruhatan lishamli wa taqbili. No one desires to kiss her or woo her. I saw a poster from World War II, and I wanted to use it, but it's a little racy, so I left it. But it was basically a prostitute, very seductively dressed. It was a cartoon, and it had the mask, it had the face of a skeleton, and there was a young soldier, and she's saying, "Come here, big boy, I knew your father." You know? I mentioned last night Buhaysa, who ended the war of Dahis wa Ghabra. She should have been honored in this poem, but we know that she did, based on Kitab al-Aghani, Abu Faraj al-Isfahani tells her story. But the two that got credit was her husband and Haram bin Sinan. Those two got the credit, but it's really her. It was the woman that did it. But this is what he said about war. وَمَا الْحَرْبُ إِلَّا مَا عَلِمْتُمْ وَذُقْتُمُ. War is nothing other than what you have tasted. He's talking to the absent, the dhibyan. You know what war is. وَمَا هُوَ عَنْهَا بِالْحَدِيثِ الْمُرَجَّمِ. I'm not giving you some kind of speculative thought about war. I'm giving you practical, real experience. متى تبعثوها تبعثوها ذميمة. This was Sayyidina Umar's favorite qasida. When you repel war, you have repelled from your society an ugly thing. وَتَضْرَ إِذَا ضَرَّيْتَمُوهَا فَتَضْرَمِي. But when you let it explode, it's a terrible thing that you've done. فَتَعْرُكُكُمْ عَرْكَ الرَّحَى بِذِفَالِهَا. You will get crushed like the millstone on the leather crushes the grain. This is what war does. وَتَلْقَحْ كِشَافًا ثُمَّ تُنْتَجْ فَتُطْعِمِ. And then these camels that give birth, they give birth too much, so they get worn out giving birth. فَتُنْتِجْ لَكُمْ غِلْمَانَ أَشْأَمَ كُلُّهُمْ كَعَادِ أَحْمَرٍ. All of these children that are born out of war, they're wretched children. They're children that are like Ad, the one that destroyed the camel, Ahmar al-Ad. That's what they're like. ثُمَّ تُرْدَعْ فَتَفْطِمِ. They suckle these young boys on war, and then they wean them. فَتُغْلُ لَكُمْ مَا لَا تُغِلُّ لِأَهْلِهَا قُرًا بِالْعِرَاقِ مِنْ قَفِيزٍ وَدِرْهَمِ. And they will bring you the harvest of something horrible, not like the beautiful harvest of Iraq, which gives you wheat and wealth. This is war. This is what the Jahilis understood. And if you study the numbers that were killed in their wars, they're insignificant compared to what this is Sahaba's understanding. Abu Musa al-Ash'ari said, إِنَّ بَيْنَ يَدَيَ السَّاعَةِ فِتَنٍ كَقِطْعِ اللَّيْلِ الْمُظْلِمِ يُصْبِحُ الرَّجُلُ فِيهَا مُؤْمِنًا وَيُمْسِي كَافِرًا وَيُمْسِي مُؤْمِنًا وَيُصْبِحُ كَافِرًا. الْقَاعِدُ فِيهَا خَيْرٌ مِنَ الْقَائِمِ وَالْقَائِمُ فِيهَا خَيْرٌ مِنَ الْمَاشِي وَالْمَاشِي فِيهَا خَيْرٌ مِنَ السَّاعِي. فكسروا قسيكم وقطعوا أوتاركم واضربوا سيوفكم بالحجارة فإن دخل على أحد منكم بيته فليكن كخير ابن آدم. This is a hadith sahih. The Prophet ﷺ said that towards the end of time you will have sedition, civil strife. They'll be like portions of a dark black night. A man will wake up believing, he'll go to sleep a kafir. He'll go to sleep a believer, he'll wake up a kafir. The one sitting is better than the one standing. The one standing is better than the one walking. The one walking is better than the one running. Break your bows. Cut the string, the bowstring. Take your swords and strike them against the rocks. And if anybody comes to kill you, be like the best of the two sons of Adam. Imam al-Baghawi said, when Uthman ibn Affan sent his guards home, he knew he was going to be killed. And our ulama said he was practicing the sunnah of the best of the two sons of Adam. He was implementing this hadith because he knew that if he starts fighting them, they were Muslims, they were Khawarij. If he starts fighting them, it's going to be cycles of violence. And this is why Ali did not want to take them to justice. Muawiyah was wrong. Radiyallahu anhuma. Muawiyah was wrong. He wanted to take justice because his tribe was offended. He was wrong. He was not a rightly guided caliph for this reason. And we recognize him as a Sahabi and we say Radiyallahu anhum. But he is not from the Khulafa al-Rashidin al-Mahdiyin because Ali was the right one. Ali did not want cycles of violence. So he took the higher road and he said, leave it be until we can reestablish some sakina in this community. This is the way of our Salaf. And this is why all of us are Shia to Ali. We are all Shia to Ali. Ali was the rightly guided. Ali was the rightly guided in this. And this is what our Prophet said, لا تغلوا ولا تغدروا. Don't be treacherous. Don't steal. ولا تمثلوا. Don't mutilate bodies. ولا تقتلوا وليدا. And in mutawatir hadith, نهى عن قتل النساء والأولاد والعسيف. He prohibited killing women, children, and non-combatants. Hadith mutawatir. In the Maliki books of fiqh, it says, if a woman fights you and is going to kill you, you can kill her. But they say, if you see a woman on a battlefield, run the other way, so you don't fall into the prohibition that's mutawatir. Don't avoid the woman. Don't try to kill her. This is what our ulama said out of fear. Abu Hanifa did not consider women to be under apostasy laws because of that hadith. He said, I'm not going to take solitary hadith when I have a mutawatir hadith that says don't kill women. And most of these people suffering in these wars are women and children. Where are the men in our community? Where are the men in our community? Now, this is where we get into some trouble. And if this, you know, I have 5 children. I like to see them grow up. And I know that there's people out there that this really bothers them, and they can say whatever they want. Oh, this is American Islam. This is Rand Corporate. Whatever they want. I don't care. You know, I'm looking at akhirah. I'm looking at standing before God, and that's the fact. I don't care. I really don't. I'm at an age in my life, I'm not looking for popularity. I've had enough applause. I've had many standing ovations. I don't care. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. I don't care. I'm telling you what I believe from the core of my being, and I will meet Allah with this belief.